Internet computer holders, welcome back to the Crypto ZX channel. It's been quite some time since we made an ICP update, but I decided, you know what, let's talk about ICP because it is one of the coins that is up about 5.2%. And in a grand scheme of things, let's face it, right now there is a lack of interest from retail investors. So anyone that's here as of now, that's still focusing on crypto, give yourself a pat on the back because let's face it, not much interest in crypto whatsoever right now. So if you're still here, you are a true crypto enthusiast in my opinion. But if you're looking at ICP, it is up 5.2%. Obviously, it's down quite a bit compared to the last few months. There's no secret about that. But let's analyze and take a look at what's happening. And again, if you want to see more of these internet computer updates, in the comments down below, I do want to see your comments letting me know that Crypto ZX give us more updates. So ICP is sitting at $5.30. It's up 5.3% in USD, also up 4.7% in Bitcoin. Comparative valuation at 2.83 billion and the 24-hour trading volume at $61.5 million. But before we get into any further, as always, just a quick disclaimer, anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in crypto. So as far as the dominance is concerned, it's really high at 64.61%. It's not a small number by any means for the dominance, and it's not showing any signs of slowing down. So that's something that I obviously want you guys to keep in mind. If you're looking at BTC on the other hand, Bitcoin actually had a beautiful day. Compared to just the last few days, we have seen a beautiful bounce back up to the $105,000. We're in a weekend, as you guys know, more manipulation as CME futures are closed, but the next few days, very important, very, very important. If Bitcoin is able to claim back above $106,900 mark and turn this into support, I think, we could actually see some upside. But with that said, if Bitcoin does get to that level and we don't see the dominance, making its way towards the downside, that is something that, we want to be very cautious about as far as altcoins are concerned. But if you're looking at ICP, let me just take you guys down memory lane. So just give you guys a little bit of a rundown as to what's happening. Of course, a lot of people, focus on the price, where it was listed, yada, yada, yada. On my channel, I don't even focus on those prices. Simple as that. We're not focusing on those prices. The reason why I think we're not focusing on those prices is because when this coin launched, and if this is your first time coming onto the channel, when this coin launched, the circulation supply was much, much, much lower compared to where it's at. And obviously, a lot of VCs, early investors, dumped on the market. And as more and more unlocks happen, obviously the price of ICP has gone down quite a bit. Will it get to those crazy price levels? Obviously, if this becomes, a big chain, obviously it's a layer 2, as we know. It could have a potential, but right now, obviously, we're talking about some of these current levels right now before we, jump to talk about some of those other prices. And I've been quite clear upon that. But, ICP has gone down substantially. And I repeat, it has gone down substantially. So last year, it actually had a beautiful run. I think last year's where it had its beautiful run. You can see this for yourself. Back in March of 24, we reached $21 for the first time pretty much since 2022. And since then, obviously we came down to the likes of 642, ran back up. As we know, quarter 4 of last year was crazy. We went up to $16, got rejected at that key resistance and made our way back down. But what's crazy here is, what's literally insane is that, we're retesting some of the levels we haven't seen since 2023 for ICP. So in terms of, an opportunity for a lot of coins out there, it's not just ICP. There's multiple coins right now in the market that actually are down substantially, from their highs, maybe from last year or even early this year. And I know ICP has a major community, but you can see this for yourself. If you want to keep this simple, we're actually in the bear market territory because, of course, bear market territory ended once we crossed the 984, pretty much $10 range. And we know the significance of that $10 range is a psychological price point. And pretty much that was the first time, where we ended this bear market zone. I've spoken to you guys about this back here as well, if you guys have been following my channel. And that was back on December of 2023. Which just seems like yesterday, honestly, but it's been a year plus, which is crazy to think about. And you can see this for yourself. This was the first time where we actually went away from the bear market cycle and entered the bullish trajectory. And then, of course, we're kind of revisiting that right now. Are we going to see alts rallying again? obviously, one thing I want you guys to keep in mind is these runs, these specific runs, dominance was not this high. Simple as that. That's as easy as it is. It was not as this high. So, we were sitting at 52% for the dominance. It has gone up so much. So this shouldn't be a surprise why you have seen alt, go down quite a bit. So this is why it's so important to lock those profits in. And I cannot stress this enough. Do not listen to the Twitter comments or YouTube comments. Oh, it's not why you locking profits, this and that. It's always good to lock in profits when you see them. But from where we currently are, and if we were to retest last year's high, that itself is a 300% move. Pretty much things get, exciting once you get back above this 973 zone. And I have, high confidence that, we do reach this key resistance once the dominance starts, pulling down. And I think, if dominance starts going down to 62% or even lower, I think this would cause us to, seeing multiple altcoins, not just ICP, a lot of altcoins, start moving up, towards the upside. Obviously, we have significant amount of support, but it has gone down substantially. So if you like ICP, you've done your due diligence and research and wanted to dollar cost average, and I'm sure, it's much better to look at ICP at $5.30 than $21. But yeah, let me know down below what you guys think. Obviously, right now it has a long ways to go. It does have a resistance around 595. We can see we actually got rejected as that key resistance a few days back, as to be expected. But my overall target for ICP is at 973. I'll keep you guys covered. If you want to see more of these updates, let me know in the comments down below. We'll see you later when Crypto ZX, and peace out.